Well, hello there. Welcome to your 5-part video training. I am so happy that you are here to join me. It takes something, like people say they're going to do something, but because you're here, I know you're somebody who's going to do the something. Okay, so do you know that feeling when you go to an event, you go to like a networking event, and somebody innocently asks you, so what do you do? And you kind of like shift from one foot to the other, avert your eyes, look somewhere else, and ramble out a bunch of things that has this person kind of give you like a polite, that's interesting. And you're like sitting there in your head having a conversation like, oh my God, why did I say that? I know what I do. Why did it come out like that? Oh, this is why I don't go to networking events. Okay, that's all well and good, but here's the thing. You've got like 3 to 6 seconds to make an impression, and you just came off like an amateur. I'm sorry to say, sorry, not sorry. Like, it's all true. But here's the thing. You just don't know what your brand DNA is yet. And that leaves you in a position of uncertainty. And if people don't know what you do and who you do it for, they can't work with you, they can't hire you, and they can't help you. So that's what this 5-part video training is going to be about. Crafting your brand DNA so you can be confident in what you're saying, clarifying your message, getting those deals, telling your story and building your community, finding and connecting with your ideal client, and positioning yourself for those 6-figure deals and brand partnerships. So welcome. If this is your first time interacting with me, seeing me, or training with me, my name is Monique Bryan. I'm not going to tell you my whole backstory. You can click the link below and find out all about me, because this training is really about you. And you are going to be with me for the next 5 days. Yeah, count them. 5 days. You're going to get a new video in your inbox, one video for each day with some worksheets to get you to the promised land, aka your brand DNA. Okay? And here's the thing. If you stick to the end, like if you are one of those people who finish things, do what you say you're going to do, and get to the end, I am going to gift you an amazing bonus that is only for people who are about getting done. Okay? All right, good. So you're going to see, I have my notes here on my laptop. I'm not pretending like I got this memorized. That's not how this is going down. I want to make sure I'm delivering value and I don't miss anything. And then I'm going to do a lot of it. This is how I work. I work on big paper. So if anyone has ever worked with me, this is how I do my VIP days. This is how I do my training in my on-demand program, because I just think big, right? And I want you to be able to see it. So I'm going to be writing up here in my colored markers, and I have my notes, and you are going to take this journey with me. All right? Okay, let's get started. So let me make sure I did not miss anything. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is there are 4 parts to a powerful personal brand. Okay, so we've got 4 parts to your personal brand. And keep in mind, this is not a spelling bee. So if I spell something wrong, I do not want you over there being like, that girl did not spell. Okay? Okay, just bear with me. Okay, so there are 4 parts. So first is your purpose. This is why you exist. Okay? The second is your vision. And I realize I'm standing in front of it so you can't see it, but you get the gist of it. And this is all in your workbook as well. So this is like, what do you want your future to look like if you were living your purpose? The third one is your brand personality. Okay? So these are like the core attributes that define who you are. And don't worry about if I'm going too fast. I'm going to break these down each day you're going to learn one and what that means and how to identify that for yourself. And the fourth one is your values. Your values, your beliefs, right? These are our non-negotiable principles that drive why we do what we do. And I am going to go through each one of these so you get how it relates to your brand. Okay? So this is the first one. These are the 4 pieces that we are going to address over the next 5 days. So we're going to start here with your purpose. So step 1 is your purpose. And this is your why. Why you exist. And I think we'll switch it up. We'll add some color, okay? Because this guy, I don't want, if anyone's having a conversation with, I know my purpose, I know my why. Do you? Maybe, maybe not. But we're gonna tap into it right now because I'm gonna show you how this plays into all parts of your business and your brand. Because here's the thing, no matter how hungry you are, no matter how much of a go-getter you are, if you don't have a compelling, like heart-thumping, gets you fired up, just thinking about it reason for why your business exists, you will eventually throw in the towel. That's just facts. Your why is what keeps you pushing forward. It's your fuel. It's your compass. And this is how you discover, right, your authentic voice. So this is your fuel. This is your compass. This is your voice. And this is the thing that when you align your why with your mission, you will be able to attract your true believers, AKA your tribe, your community, your audience, however you want to say it. Because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that is a phrase coined by Simon Sinek. I will link to his TED Talk below. I highly recommend you listen to it because this is where you will learn that tapping into the emotions of a person will have them buy from you, work with you, collaborate with you. And it's an amazing talk. It's an amazing talk. So this is your chance. I want you to get out a blank piece of paper or use your workbook, and I want you to brainstorm. Why do you exist? Okay, this is your story. And I want you to go back to why you even started this in the first place. So we're going to start there. So your purpose is all of these things, right? These are our guiding tools. But I want you to go back to why. When did this become your why? And another way to say this is I'm going to give you 4 questions that I want you to answer. Okay? So I want you to tell me, I don't know if orange is going to show up. I like a little orange sometimes, but here. Okay, so first thing is, one is, what happened? So whatever it is we're doing, I want you to get something happened that triggered us to go after. So what was the incident, the moment in time, whatever? What happened? I want you to answer that. So if you need to pause the video, do that now, and then go write this out. What happened? And then I want you to answer this one. What did you decide because of what happened? So what did you decide? Based on what happened, what did you now decide? And I'm going to give you an example of my own life so you'll get this. And then I want you to answer, what did you do as a result of what you decided? So what did you do? What did you do as a result of what you decided? And then I want you to answer, what Who did you want to help based on what you decided? So who is now impacted by what you decided? Like, who did you want to now help? Because we don't build businesses and brands just for the sake of our ego. We do it to have an impact, to make a difference, to help someone or help ourselves out of these situations where we say to ourselves, it doesn't have to be this way, right? So who did you decide you were going to go and help now based on this? So if I look at my own life example and why I exist. So some of you know, most of you know, I do coaching and I do brand development. So I'm a big believer that we all have an amazing story to tell, but if nobody can get past the noise of the bad website, the crappy online presence, horrible photos, confusing messaging, then you can't get your story out there and you cannot help the people you want to help, right? That's the why I exist. But what happened was I got diagnosed with stage 3 triple positive breast cancer. And that rocked my world. So that was the catalyst in all of this, in my why. It was what happened was I got diagnosed with cancer, but not just the diagnosis, but what I decided based on what happened was I don't want people to think tomorrow is a given, that tomorrow is promised. Because going through cancer and going through recovery taught me that every day is a gift. And all of the things that I said I wanted, all of the dreams I said I was going to go after, I told myself later that I have time. There's time for those things, Monique. And when I got cancer, I decided there is no time. There's no guaranteed time, right? So that's what I decided. And what did I do as a result of what I decided is I started speaking. I started learning social media, really like Instagram as a platform, learning it, using it. I started coaching women in their business and I launched this business. I launched programs and that's what I did as a result. And who did I want to help? I wanted to help others who have told themselves that their dream or what that thing that they wanted is later, is maybe not for them, or things got in their way. That's who I want to help. I want to help them get out of their own way. So guys, this is your first piece of homework. It's what happened. This is your story, right? This is your story. This right here, this is your story. What happened? What you decided based on what, it's not enough that something happened. Stuff happens all the time. Okay? It's not enough something happened. It's what you decided based on what happened, because this formed your belief. And then it's what did you do? What action you took, right? This is all about action, because you can decide things and believe them, but if you're not taking any action, you can't help anybody. You've decided to help someone. You decided to make an impact in whatever way you want to make it. So what action you took and who you helped, who do you want to impact? This is your first piece of homework, guys. I need you to answer these questions before you go on. All right? And what I want you to get, the importance of our story is, like, this is how people connect with us, right? Like, I said a lot of things about my story. Some of you know my story, some of you don't. And for the first time, you may have been like, oh my God, Monique, I didn't know you had cancer. Well, you're like out there all the time doing things amazing. And I've had women say to me, you know, Monique, you give me hope because I'm going through cancer, or I'm going through a hard time. I'm going through a passing of someone. I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through a breakup. And at the moment, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, but seeing you out there doing things, still living and thriving gives me hope. that I can have that too. So it's that connectivity that I build, and it's the community that I build who believe what I believe, think what I think, or just we all want to just like jam together because we have a common belief system. So this is why we're doing this. And if you are like worried about your bio, that's a hard thing for people to write. Your bio, it starts here. Nobody wants to just hear, I help women with branding. Wonderful. Who cares? Everybody helps somebody with branding. Branding is not unique, right? I have my own unique spin on it. However, it's not the thing that has someone choose me over somebody else. My story is what has people choose me over somebody else. My brand DNA is this stuff here is what has people choose me over somebody else. So this is your juice, guys. I don't want you to step over this. Okay? So if you want to reach your ideal clients who believe what you believe, you got to know this, because I'm going to take you to step 2 of this. So if you haven't done it, pause it. Now I'm going to take you to step 2. Okay? And this is all about your community and your audience. So I clearly run out of space, but don't worry, I got paper. I got these things for days. I just have Amazon like drop these out in drones at my house. Okay? And I know, I'm sorry. I hope we are not having a tree conversation. I use the front, I use the back, I use as much of it as I can. Please. I know. I don't want to be killing the trees. I don't want to be killing the trees. So I will be using the backs of those. And I also use it for like wrapping and stuffing. Okay? Okay, good. So I want to talk a little bit about your community, right? Because the whole point in building your brand, see already, I can't spell community. You know what I'm saying. Already, I can't spell community. It doesn't matter. It's far enough away. You can't even see it. Okay. The whole point in building your brand is to connect with your ideal customer, client, audience, right? But in order to do that, we have to know, where are they? Where are they hanging out? And you have the workbook. So I want you to you have a place where you're going to be listing where your community is hanging out. And I'm going to tell you where you can go and find them, right? Because this is your homework, guys. You've got your story, who you are, what happened, what you decided, what was the result, what action you took, and who you wanted to help based on what happened. Now that you know who you are, it's time to go find the people who believe what you believe, right? So first, where are they hanging out? So one, I want you to find them through your competition. Find them through your competition. Because we all have competition. If anyone is on here saying, I don't have any competition, you haven't looked hard enough. We all do. And if you don't have any competition, it's going to make you building your business that much harder, because nobody knows there's no proven concept. Nobody knows what you do. Okay? So they're not going to be like clamoring to work with you because they have no idea what you do. They don't even know what this thing is. So let's talk about people who know they've got some competition, people they aspire to be like, things like that. And I want you to go look at okay? So you're going to look at their comments. So go find them on social, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Instagram. You guys know I spend a lot of time on Instagram, whether that's YouTube, the comments that are in there, guys, go check them out. You're going to go look at their comments, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever they are online. And I want you to look at their testimonials. What are their clients saying about them? Okay? Then I want you to look at the frequently asked questions in your industry. So this could be through looking at your competitors on their website. They may have frequently asked questions, or go to Google. Just Google it. Put in your industry, put in the first few words of something you want to know, and Google will populate things that people have looked for. and look at the pages. Look at what people are saying. So you want to look at titles of articles, titles of sites around the topic, right? So what are the frequently asked questions in your industry? And because this is going to show you the type of problem that your customer wants solved. So we've got what we want to help them with, what we want to solve, and then we've got what the customer wants. And we want to give them what they want in their words. This is what's going to give you your copy, guys. Okay? Hint, this will give you your sales copy. This will give you what to talk about, your titles, your articles, your Instagram stories. So do this work. And then the third thing you're going to do is simple. You're going to ask your audience. You're going to ask your audience, okay? You are going to drop into the DMs, the private direct message box of the people who follow you, and ask them things. So anything you need to know about your business lies in the minds and the hands of your customer. Hello, okay? So one of the things I want to share is, okay, so I did the Instagram masterclass. At the time of this recording, it was like last week. And at checkout, I asked each person, what is the number one thing you want to know about Instagram? What is the number one thing? This helped me shape the masterclass. There are so many things I could teach about Instagram. However, if it's not answering the questions of the people who were on the masterclass, they will not feel like it was of value. They want that key takeaway. So I took all of the answers and I used the majority, like what was like the main thing. And the number one thing that people wanted to know was how to connect with their ideal targeted client. That's what they wanted to know. I was like, through that is how this 5-part training even came to be. That I was like, oh, you don't know your brand yet. You don't know who you are. How can you reach anyone, right? So what is the number one thing you want to ask your people? And it could be, what is your number, if you're like in the financial industry, it would be like, what is your number one challenge for managing your finances? If you're a copywriter, what do you wish you knew about sales copy or writing sales copy? Like pick, and don't ask them a ton of questions because guys, people get overwhelmed, confused. They don't want to answer nothing. Ask them one thing. What is your number one challenge with showing up on the gram? What is your number one challenge? So I want you to, what is their challenge? So you're going to ask your audience, what is their challenge? Number one challenge. And that's all you want to know. Okay, this is your homework. This gives you your bio, and this gives you your copy. Okay, you use this in your email marketing, in your blog posts. This is how you build content for your brand, guys. So this isn't just me doing this all willy-nilly. This is it. Okay? All right, good. So let's recap. You've got 2 pieces of homework. I'm not gonna give you tons of things to do because this is enough. These are, you figuring out your story is big. So over the next 5 days, we are going to go through the 4 key parts that make you a personal brand that people want to connect with. Like this is about building real connections. And I'm going to talk about at the end an amazing bonus for the go-getters, for the people who actually want to make shit happen in their business. And we're going to go through the 4 things: your purpose, your vision, your personality, and your values. So today we talked about your purpose, the why you exist, which is your fuel, your compass, this is how you find your authentic voice and how you connect with your tribe. And you're going to answer these 4 questions. You've got the workbook, guys. I want you to do the work. So what happened? What was the incident? What did you decide based on what happened? What did you do? What action you took based on what you decided? And then who did you want to help based on everything that happened here. Then you're going to go reach out to your community and go get to know them, because now you know who you are. So where is your community hanging out? You want to go look at your competitors. You're going to drop into their comments. You're going to look at their testimonials. What are people saying? This is all the juice. This is where it is. You're going to look at frequently asked questions in your industry, and you're going to do the simple task of asking your audience. Ask them what is their number one challenge around what you do. Okay? Perfect. So in the next training, tomorrow, we're going to talk about your juicy vision. One of my favorite things to do, and I have a really great exercise that's really going to get you connected with your future self and who you want to be. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Tune in tomorrow. Make sure you do, because you want your brand DNA quick and fast. Give me 5 days and I'm going to give you your brand DNA. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.